What is going on, everybody? Let's do a little recap over yesterday. So free picks ended up 3-2. Had a couple of bad beats, man. So Anthony Davis, I called it wrong on the revenge game again. I even said this in the video yesterday. I said, watch what's going to happen. I said, Doncic is going to turn up this game, and AD's not going to do anything. That's what's going to end up happening. And, of course, it ended up happening. Now, I had a lot of confidence going with our man AD before that game, and he really just let me down. So, AD chalked us. Bam cashed his points for us. That one was sweaty, but he did cash. Sabonis completely crapped the bed. Sabonis had like 28 PRA or 25 PRA. Something, I don't know. I don't know exact number. It's over 20, under 30, I believe. So, dude definitely didn't cash the 38.5. And then both of our baseball plays ended up cashing out. So we had Hunter Brown pitching outs cashed. Beto ended up cashing strikeouts. So we swept MLB, luckily. But the 1 of 3 on NBA really hurt us. Now, we got a pretty ugly slate today. I will take a look at these games real quick. So Knicks and Pistons could be a competitive game if starters play. Who knows what's going to happen there. Cavs, Pacers, same thing. I know Mobley and Mitchell are both sitting tonight for the Cavs as of right now anyway. So maybe that game stays competitive. Hawks and Nets. So Hawks are playing for an 8 seed right now, I believe. So the Hawks need a win. Nets are missing a lot of their starters too. So Hawks should win fairly easily. Now, I know some of these games, like the Nets will hang with teams randomly, like the Cavs, for example. Nets hung with the Cavs, barely lost. So maybe the Nets can keep this game close. The Nets keep this game close. It's going to be way better for props. So, obviously, the Nets side of thing, they're playing against the Hawks. Hawks give up a lot of stats, so the Nets could be a good team to target, depending. But that game, I do think, has some potential. Pelicans, Bucks. I'm not even going to touch that game. Like, we know how the Pelicans are. Not touching it. Then we got Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. That one should stay competitive. Starters should play in this one, and I like that matchup. But overall, yesterday wasn't bad at all. Correlation didn't do good yesterday, but the rest of our slips did really well. So we cashed Matt Mahan, and I'm not even going to attempt the name, $75 to win 180. Hunter Brown and Beto cashed us out 75 for 165. We had Lugo and then Holmes under pitching out 75 to win 176. Bam and Butler. This is Jared Butler from Philly ended up cashing us out 75 for 148. And I actually got trolled on this prop. So parlay play for me showed Grimes' name for Philly at 19.5 PRA. And I was like, Grimes at 19.5, that is a steal for regular payout. Or, yeah, regular payout, I think's what it was. I was like, I'm definitely taking that. So, ended up, when I locked the slip in, it changed his name to Butler. So, that was a bug. Luckily, Butler cashed because you can't cancel on parlay play. But that one did cash us out. We had this MLB slip that cashed us out 75 for 180. And then Gaussman and Albies cashed us out. So, we went 4 out of 5. We posted 5 slips on parlay play. 4 of those slips cashed. Telling you guys, Parlay Play is one of the best apps right now if you want to get it. Then we have some plays from our mods and people who post in like hockey and baseball. They're not mods, but they post for us. This one's for Tron. This one's from Willman. So overall, yesterday was a really good day in terms of slips posted other than correlation. Correlation just had one of the bad correlation days. That's how correlation goes. Some days you're going to hit 4 of 8. Some days you're going to hit 0 of 8. Now, over the last week, we're up like 20 units still on correlation. So if you've been tailing correlation for the last week, you're killing correlation. Now, if you started on a bad day, then obviously correlations hasn't been profitable for you. But correlation will continue to be profitable as long as Prizepicks keeps payouts the same. But anyways, guys, I digress. I am going to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of VIP. So if this video gets 250 likes, I will pick another comment down below to win a free month of our VIP. So make sure you guys drop a comment, leave a like on the video. Let's pick our winner from yesterday, and you do have to be subscribed to win. Remember that. So I'm pretty sure Guillermo, I'm just going to call it that. If I'm butchering your name, I'm so sorry. But I'm going to make myself look even worse trying to pronounce some of these names. But today is going to be a great day. So, Guillermo, I hope you had a great day. Send me a message on Discord. I got you added for another free month. Just message me to claim it so I know what your Discord name is. Apologize once again if I completely destroyed your name. But anyways, appreciate all the love and support from everybody. And let's go ahead and jump into these picks. But I do want to say before we start, if you guys do want to get all of our plays, we do have a WAP link down in the description. $25 a month, less than $1 a day. You get every single play that we post. Money lines, sports book, money lines, whatever, player props, everything we post will be there. All of our mods, all of our community plays, $25 a month. So it is there. You can get a free month signing up for any partnered app. Chalkboard, Underdog, Sleeper, Parlay Play, Better, NOVIG, and Dabble. Any of those 7 apps get you a free month of VIP. Use our code, make the minimum deposit, and then let me know, and I will get you guys a free month. They do stack. You can get up to 7 months for free. Highly recommend you guys take advantage of it. Link for everything is down in the description. Let's jump into these plays now. Enough for rambling. First 3 plays we're going to go over are going to be NBA plays, and we got 2 baseball plays again. So I'm trying to give 5 right now, even on these ugly freaking NBA slates. Y'all have to bear with me on some of these NBA games. It is incredibly hard to find a value. Like anybody, we could just click random plays and hope it cashes and 50-50 coin flip it. But I'm trying my hardest to find value for some of these games. And it is very difficult right now, especially not knowing minutes. Everything is so random that you kind of just gotta take it with a grain of salt. But anyways, the first game that I'm targeting today is going to be the Hawks and the Nets. Told you guys, I think the Nets can keep it close enough for the Hawks to play their starters enough because the Hawks are wanting to win. So first play I have is going to be on the Nets side of things. Going with our man Nick Claxton. I'm taking Claxton. This play is a positive EV play over on DraftKings. So over 18.5 PRA. Now let's take a look at this play. You can see expected value is positive EV. Outlier will show you a positive EV play. If it's not positive EV, this box doesn't come up. Just know that. So you can see the DVIG odds or whatever. It's got Pinnacle and Bet Online and Bovada. Have it at minus 140 odds, and then it's minus 125 on DraftKings, so you get really good value on DraftKings. But anyways, first off, let's look at the matchup. So the matchup is Atlanta. We know Atlanta gives up tons of stats. 27th, 14th, and 24th in overall points, rebounds, and assists. Now, if we go to center position, it's not quite it's the same. 16th, 11th, and 12th, kind of middle of the pack in every stat category. But overall, they give up a lot of stats. Now, if we come over here and we look at this shot chart real quick. I already had Claxton pulled up. I knew he was pulled up, so I decided to go ahead and go through this first. But you can look at where he takes his shots. Claxton is going to shoot 72% of his shots under the rim where he's playing against a bottom 10 defense. So you got a dark green matchup there. If 72% of his shots there, if everything else was red, it wouldn't matter because he's going to shoot 3/4 of his shots under the rim, which is green. So everything else doesn't even matter. But if you do look at everything else, 22% of his shots in the paint, which is yellow, 4% mid-range yellow, 2% three-point, which is yellow. Nothing is bad. So it's a perfect matchup in terms of scoring for Claxton. This line's low, man. It's 18.5. It's 18.5 for a reason. We have to come down here and we have to look at his minutes. So looking at his minutes from the last few games, he's averaging 23 minutes a game in his last 5. He only played 17 minutes versus the Pelicans. So I'm hoping he doesn't end up with a 17-minute game today. Now, I don't know exactly what happened in this game. I don't know if it was a blowout. They were blowing them out, and then they came back at the end and made it close. I doubt it. I'm assuming the starters just didn't play much. If somebody knows, you can let me know in the comments. I'm taking a risk on it regardless. I'm locking it in on Parlay Play. Now, if you look at injury news on the Hawks, they're missing Capella, Jalen Johnson. Everything's the same for that. Trey Young's game time decision. Now, looking at the Nets, missing Clowney, obviously. Cam Johnson's out. Melton's out, obviously. D'Lo is out. Sharp is out. Cam Thomas, obviously, out for season. So they're missing 2 of their 5 starters. Keon Johnson's obviously going to play. We got Claxton. Who am I missing? Obviously missing somebody who's still a starter playing. But overall, I like the Claxton line better, especially when it shows positive EV. You're getting some value on some apps here. Obviously, Underdog and Sleeper isn't going to be positive EV, but you can see minus 137 and minus 150 odds on this. So regardless, I like this play at 18.5. I'm going to pull Claxton up over here on Parlay Play. Code Fantasy Aces on Parlay Play gets you a free month of our VIP. You just watched us smack 4 of our last 5 Parlay Play slips. If you guys don't have Parlay Play, get Parlay Play. Come tell these plays a VIP. Cash out with us. But 18.5 for Claxton. You got a regular payout, 17.5 or a 1.7, 17.5. I did not just say that. All right, so 1.75x payout on this play. I like it. if you don't want to take the risk with minutes, obviously you can fade this play. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, even if he only plays 17 to 20 minutes, he cashes us out. Hopefully the game stays competitive. Hopefully they let Claxton ball out. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm taking my chances on it. Nick Claxton over 18.5 PRA as our first pick of the day. So jumping into our second pick, I'm going to go ahead and jump to the other side of thing. There's only 2 games I want to target on the free picks, and that's going to be Hawks Nets and then Timberwolves Grizzlies. That's the 2 games that I'm targeting right now. So, which seeding is the main reason for that. But anyways, other side of things, I'm going to go with our goblin of the day. It's going to be for our man Trey Young. So I'm going to take Trey, even though he's game time decision. I'm taking him over 1.5 3-pointers made. So 1.5 threes is usually pretty dang safe for Trey. Like, let's be honest. Dude's averaging 8 to 10 3-pointers a game. He's going to hit 2. He's cashed 2 9 straight games. He missed 1 game versus Golden State. He's averaging 36 minutes a game. He just played 36 minutes versus Orlando. He's probably going to play, unless it's a complete blowout, which if it's a blowout, Trey Young's probably hitting 2 threes anyway. So regardless, I like this play. Over his last 20, he's cashed at 70%. Over the 2024 season, he's cashed this 78%, which is almost 80% of games, averaging almost 3 threes per game. If you come down here and look at his 3-point attempts, he's averaging 8.4 3-point attempts on the season. Head-to-head versus the Nets, he's cashed this line 4 straight games. He has 2 games from this season where he had 2 and 3 3-pointers made, 9 attempts per game on average. His last game, he only had 5, and he hit 3 of 5. Hopefully, he gets more volume than that. Sorry, excuse me. Regardless, I like this play for our man Trey Young. Should be a fine play for us. So we'll pull it up. Trey Young, shot chart. Now, Brooklyn doesn't give up a lot of 3-pointers. You can see it's a red matchup. They have the second best 3-point defense in the league. Regardless, Trey should be able to hit 3. If he shoots 8 or 9 3-pointers, he should make 2 of them. Should, in quotes. So, like this play for Trey Young. You can get it on Prizepicks. Trey, and I don't know why I yelled at you guys with all caps, but Trey Young, 1.5 3-pointers made. This line has actually dropped. It was a 1.25. So it's obviously not a very good payout. It's going to be right at a double up if you play these 2 together, which is kind of crappy because it was over a 2x, which it's got bumped down since I've been recording. But you can't get it over here on Prizepicks. Should be able to get Claxton on Prizepicks as well. So these are Prizepicks friendly plays. Let's check the payout difference. Where are we at, bro? Where is PRA? Do they really not have PRA? 24.5 and 14.5. So they don't even have his regular PRA. That is diabolical, man. That is terrible. Let's just hit points and rebounds. So the payout on this would be, it'd be a double up. So you actually got better payout playing Trey Young right now on Prizepicks rather than parlay play. But it's close enough to where it's not a huge difference of 0.06x. So you're losing about $4.50 per $75 right now. Now this could come up, so you can just kind of watch it if you want to wait. Or if you want to lock it on Prizepicks, do it there. But regardless, like to play for Trey Young as our second pick of the day. So jumping into pick number 3, we're going to jump over to the Timberwolves Grizzlies game. Now, this play I've used to play all the time. I haven't played it that much this season because he's been injured a little bit. But taking our man Julius Randle. So Randle, rebounds and assists, I like a lot. So it's RA. Now, I like his rebounds, and I almost took his boards and bought it down to 5.5 for like a 1.3x and took this as our goblin of the day. But if you wanted to play that, Randle at 5.5 boards is a pretty dang good play, man. He's cashed at 15 of 20 games. He's cashed at 76% of games on the season. Versus Memphis, he dominates this line. But his assist line was pretty close to the same thing. He dominates his assist line. It's positive EV value on FanDuel. Like, this is one of those days where I was like, I couldn't decide between rebounds and assists. So why not combine the 2 is what I ended up going with his RA. Just in case he has a massive rebound game or a massive assist game and doesn't get one or the other, I'm not coin flipping which one he's going to do because he's been dominating the rebounds and assists versus Memphis as well. 16, 16, and 18 his last 3 games versus Memphis. The 2 games this season, he had 16 and 18. So he has been killing this RA line versus the Grizzlies. On the season, he's cashed it 56% of times. He's averaging 11.7, so he is averaging more than the number that we're taking. Over the last 20, 55%. Over the last 10, it's 50%. So coin flip on the last 10 whether or not he cashes, but he's been playing well. They need a win. I like this play tonight for Julius Randle. Looking at Memphis's RA defense, 11th and 16th in terms of rebounds and assists allowed. If you go to power forward, 10th and 20th, so they don't give up as many boards. They give up a lot of assists. Small forward, bottom 5 defense in both categories. So if you average out the forward position, They do give up more than they do on their overall, but regardless, I like the play. Injury news: the Grizzlies are missing Clark and Wells. Nothing major going on here, so nothing on the on Minnesota's side of things, and then Grizzlies, not really anything important that we need to look at. So regardless, Julius Randle should cash us out. Now, I am going to see if Randle is on Predictive Profits. He's not. My plays aren't on Predictive Profits right now, so that's why I haven't been using it. Predictive Profits does have a majority of props, and they will get added later. I think it started with baseball today, so it's still updating all the things. It runs every prop in a simulation of 10,000 games, and then it gives you the hit rate on that prop. So you can check this out. Some of these props, like Antonio Reeves, went under 82% of those 10,000 simulations. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to go under tonight, but that's just what they have him projected to do. So you can sort this by hit rate. You can find a lot of plays. You can find a lot of goblins. You can change this to a goblin or a demon play. The platform is really good. If you guys want to try it out for 50% off your first month, code ACES. Link is down in the description. But let's jump into our 2 MLB plays. Let me pull Randall up over here on Parlay Play really quick. Make sure his payout is still the same. So yeah, still a regular payout, 1.74x. You can play these 3 together for a 3.5x if you wanted to, but I don't recommend playing them all together. I would kind of mix and match a little bit. Maybe, I mean, you could play Randall and Claxton for a 3x if you wanted to. The Trey Young's not really doing too much in this payout. Now, I don't even know if Randall is on Prizepicks. He should. He's not. Okay, so you can't play it on Prizepicks. If it comes on Prizepicks, my assumption is it's going to be 12. Don't take it higher than 12. 12 is okay. I've seen comments asking, like, if it's 11.5 and 12, wouldn't that be the same prop? It's the same prop in terms of whether or not you lose money. At 12, you won't lose money, but your payout will not be the same. It's going to push. So if you take a 12, he gets 12, it's going to push, and then you're going to lose a lot of the payout that you would have got if you would have had 11.5, because 11.5 would have been a normal cash. So that's all I'm saying. Taking pushes is okay if you can't get it on another platform, but if you can get the line down on another platform, taking it there is going to be your best bet. But anyways, Randall is our final pick for NBA. For the next 2, we will jump over to baseball. We cashed both plays in baseball yesterday. Let's make it happen again. I am running it back with some pitching out props. I play these pitching out props a lot. These things have made me so much money in the past. It's hard for me not to play these pitching out props. Now, I will say this season has been rough on pitching outs. Pitching outs have been very volatile. I'm hoping it kind of evens out and gets a little bit better as the season goes, because right now it's been hard to get a read on what these pitchers are going to do. But the 2 pitchers I like today are Zach Little and then Chris Bassett. So first one I like is going to be Chris Bassett over 17.5. He's cashed this in 5 of his last 10 games. I'm looking at him for the 2025 season. So far, he's cashed both games versus Baltimore and versus the Mets. Looking at them today, they are playing against the Red Sox. The Red Sox have some good hitters. This could be one of those games where he gets lit up. I don't think it's going to happen. Pitching versus the Mets and Baltimore, there's 2 good teams, or 2 decent teams in terms of hitting. So Mets and Orioles have a pretty decent offense, and him pitching 18 and 20 in those 2 games, I like that a lot. He's averaging 99 pitches, I almost said over 100, but he's averaging 99 pitches per game. He had 106 versus Baltimore, so he has a long leash. They will give him the pitch count, especially if they need to win. Looking at him last season, he averaged 95.5 pitches per game. He cashed it 45%, which the hit rate's not that good. Head-to-head versus Boston, he's cashed 3 of his last 4. So he had the last game he played back in September of last year, he only had 13. But the 3 before that, he pitched almost 7 innings in every game, 90 to 100 pitches, or looks like his average is like 100.5 on these 3 games. So he's going to get a good chance to get 6 innings tonight. If they're pitching 100 pitches, they should be able to go 6 unless they just have a really bad game. And if they're having a really bad game, they're not going to let them have 100 pitches. So that being said, looking at Chris Bassett for the 2024 season, he averaged a 4.16 ERA, earned runs per 9 innings. He pitched 171 innings. He averages right at a strikeout per inning, a little bit less. If you look at him versus Boston, he has a 2.62 ERA, which matters. He had 24 innings, and he averaged way less than strikeouts, 7 strikeouts per 9 innings versus the Red Sox. Obviously, he's averaging right at 1.45 walks. He had 133 versus Boston. But regardless, man, I like Chris Bassett. It's one of my favorite pitchers on the slate right now in terms of hit rate. I think he's going to cash us out tonight. And I've got him as our first baseball pick of the day. So Chris Bassett over here on Parlay Play, 17.5. He is a 1.6x payout. Now, we're going to compare the payout on this compared to like Sleeper, because I did play it on Sleeper as well, and I probably should have checked the payouts, but let me see. So Bassett's not on Prizepicks, of course not. Prizepicks is hoeing us on some of these plays, but he is pick number 1, Chris Bassett. So go and check in our other play. I already told you guys I like Zach Little. Now Waka 17.5 right now. I have it on implied power probability, so it goes off of hit rate. I have it in order, and Waka. I don't trust Waka. That's why I'm just going to throw that out there. That's why I didn't take him. But anyway, Zach Little. So looking at this 2025 season so far, he's cashed it both games. He had 18 versus Colorado. He had 21 versus Texas. Texas is a good offensive team. He had 7 full innings versus Texas. He's pitched 87 and 82 pitches in those 2 games. So he's getting in the 80s right now, which is not a lot of pitches. So pitch count has been slightly low. 2024 season, he averaged 86 pitches, so he doesn't have a long leash. Now, he's going against the Angels. The Angels have had a good season so far. Now, I'm not a huge LA Angels fan. If you are, I'm sorry. I'm not hating. But offensively, I'm not that impressed the majority of the time. Zach Little, I think, will get 6 innings tonight, in my opinion. Head-to-head versus the Angels last season, he did chalk both times versus the Angels. He averaged 15. He pitched 100 pitches in both games, so he had a long leash versus the Angels. They gave him 99 pitches the first game, and that's in 5 innings. And they gave him 107 the second game. So I don't know why his pitch count was so high in those games compared to the rest of the season. But I do like our man Zach Little tonight to get at 6 innings. Looking at his season last year, he had a 3.63 ERA. So anything over 4 gets a little bit high. Low 3s is kind of what I look for a season. That's when obviously you have a really good pitcher. 3.63 is not bad. Over 156 innings, that's not that bad. He averages 8 strikeouts per 9 innings, which is not quite a strikeout per inning. So strikeouts probably wouldn't be the best depending on what his line is. 1.25 walks. Looking at him versus the Angels, he had a 3.60 ERA, which is slightly better. He had 10 innings, 9.9 Ks. So he gets well over a strikeout per inning versus the Angels. Maybe if you wanted to look at strikeouts, you could based off of this, based off his original. I wouldn't play strikeouts. I don't like taking Ks from a pitcher that is under a strikeout per inning usually, unless it's like a discounted line. But versus the Angels, he averaged right at 10, but obviously he didn't have many innings pitched either, so that one's kind of skewed. And then walks, he averaged a little bit more walks at 1.7. So looking at this, overall, I'm kind of going with the flow of how Zach's been pitching. So looking at MLB, this is just for new MLB watchers or bettors or whatever you want to call it. Baseball is very, very streaky. Look at the Dodgers, for example. The Dodgers started out 8-0, then they lost like 2 or 3 games in a row. Baseball is like that. You will have teams that are really, really hot. You play them while they're hot, and then they will go cold. And when they're cold, you have to wait for them to get back hot. And it'll be like that for a lot of different teams. Pitchers are the same way. Hitters are the same way. Zach Little right now has been hot. I'm going to roll with him while he's killing it. So 18 and 21 in his first 2 games. I'm expecting at least 18 again today. I'm going to roll with it. Zach Little tonight, over 17.5. Let's check out the payout on this play. I don't expect the payout to be less than 1.6. Yeah, 1.7. So 1.72x over here on Parlay Play. These are our 5 plays, and then I'll show you our free slip we locked in, and then I will show you guys our we'll check the payout difference between Sleeper and Parlay Play. So Claxton, 18.5. Pick 1. Pick 2 was Trey Young, 1.5 3-pointers made. If you get it on Prizepicks right now, the payout's higher than that. It's over 1.2, which I recommend taking. Randall, 11.5 RA. Chris Bassett and Zach Little, both over 17.5 pitching out. So I'm going to take these 3 off the board. We're going to look at the payout on them. So the payout on this, 75 wins you 204, which is a 2.7x. And then if we look at this play over on Sleeper, look at the difference, guys. Well, what am I doing? We can close this out. We can close this out. We can close out. We'll just drag this over. So 2.7x compared to a 2.5x. This is why I play Parlay Play. Now, I didn't post a slip. Ace posted a slip. I actually haven't even got to lock the slip in myself yet. So I'm about to go lock it in as soon as I end the video. I just wanted to get the video out before anything got bumped. But Zach Little and Chris Bassett, 17.5, 75 to win 187. So you're getting a way better payout right now on Parlay Play. I definitely wouldn't lose 20 or 17 bucks, whatever. It's close to $20 just by playing it on a different platform. Just go sign up for Parlay Play if you don't, especially if you're using Sleeper right now. If you're going to tell this slip, go get it on Parlay Play. That's where your best value is going to be. Code Fantasy Aces. Check it out. But anyways, guys, those are our plays. Fade them if you want to. If you like the plays, obviously tell the ones you like. Hopefully we cash you guys out. Drop a comment and leave a like on the video for a chance at free VIP. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you guys cash every slip. I hope we have a good correlation day. Join our VIP if you want to get correlation. WAP links down in the description, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.